Welcome to the GCC Podcast, brought to you by GatewAI. Today, we are thrilled to host Pradeep M.P, Head of Cloud, Security, Privacy and Compliance for Delivery Operations across Europe and Americas at Ericsson. With over 19 years of experience across strategy, delivery, and transformation in the telecom sector, Pradeep has been at the forefront of scaling global capability centers and driving innovation across continents. Ericsson, as all of us know, is a global leader in telecommunications and 5G technology, continues to shape the future of connectivity, and Pradeep plays a key role in that journey. So, welcome to the GCC podcast, Pradeep. It's great to have you here.
Pleasure is mine, Suchita.
Yes,
It's good
thank
to
you.
be here.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to host you. We have three power packed questions for you, and I'll get started with something very specific to the industry. You've led large scale deliveries across the 5G core, distributed cloud, and IoT for global telecom giants. So, how have global capability centers evolved to meet the rising expectations of tier one operators like yours and so many others when it comes to cloud security and compliance, which is a very important piece when we talk of comms?
Okay. So traditionally, over the past few years, the GCCs have fundamentally evolved from being a peripheral support units in their traditional roles as execution centers, right? So now it's increasingly becoming important as a strategic powerhouse that drives innovation for the organizations. So it has become an organization within an organization which takes responsibility for end-to-end delivery of a product or of a SDLC or a customer life cycle. So of late they're taking the complete ownership, and then instead of being just an execution center, so they're becoming innovation hubs, right? So at least from the telecom industry perspective, so you can see there are a lot of GCCs coming up in India, like whether it has to be even from tier 1 telco perspective as well, whether it is British Telecom, Verizon, or T Systems, or Telstra, and so on. So there are many GCCs in India, so operating out of Bangalore and many other cities. The tier 1 telcos are migrating from bare metal or to the traditional data centers to containerized platforms offered by hyperscalers and then CSPs and so on. And then they're also, I mean, compared to other industries, so in telecom, you need to have low latency cloud solutions. That is where the Ericssons and then the Nokias and those guys come into picture, where our company also comes in, offering low latency cloud solutions and so on. So even the tier 1 companies, tier 1 telco companies across multiple continents also expect to reduce their overheads and then the OpEx cost or even their capital expenditures. So they're also looking at the GCCs where it can help them, right, and also innovate on their existing infrastructure and then the solutions that they have. So for example, now the cloud delivery centers of GCCs, so they also have the edge capabilities or even the multi-cloud skill sets, talent pool, and so on. And also from the security perspective, we are also catering to different regulations that are implemented across different countries or continents, like GDPR in Europe or DPDP in India, or even HIPAA or CCPA in US, and so on. And then that's how we are also aligning the skill sets and then the evolving needs of the industry. And we're also implementing from the telco vendors or the GCCs per se. So like we are implementing the security by design and then security in engineering and so on. The GCCs are having off late their capability centers in and also driving innovation in traditional methodologies of delivery, whether you take it on cloud delivery or the security delivery or privacy and compliance delivery. And then they're innovating using the latest tools in automation or AML and so on. So that's where GCCs are pitching in and then driving the innovation. today they are owning the entire product line, and then they have all the skill sets to drive these innovations, and then they are bringing the value in terms of whether they are implementing the DevSecOps in their product line, or customer specific requirements on vulnerability testing, or the network security, or the cloud security. Or GCCs are supporting the tier 1 cloud telco companies.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your response, because this is a very key area, especially data privacy, anything around security and compliance, especially specific to telcos or communication as an industry. So, thank you for sharing your inputs on that. I'm moving to the next one, given that GCC's focus is on building talent specific to the locations in India. So, you have led the delivery at global capability centers for cloud security, privacy, compliance, and especially across continents like Europe and the Americas. How should one approach building and scaling cross-functional teams that can deliver on such complex and especially multi-regional mandates?
Okay, for the talent pool, it requires fundamentally different mindset, which blends with the technical depth, or the regulatory awareness, or the cultural intelligence, or the agile execution. So it's traditionally, if people were having specific skill sets, they could excel in their specific domain or so on. And off late, it's not like that. At least from what I'm seeing from cloud or security perspective, right? It has to be talent mixed with deep expertise, with which matches the agility as well. So when someone works on the cloud, so he should also know the domain expertise, whether he is working on billing side or charging side, or whether he is working on the OSS or core or anything like that, right? So he should also have that domain skills. And then even they should also be mindful about the security aspects also, not just security, and also privacy as well. Like your ideally, the best way is to have mission aligned team structuring, where you have the teams where you are addressing the customer needs or the product needs, so that you're not burning your fingers on multi skill sets, and then you're benching multiple resources, right? So there are some of the challenges. And then talent mix has to have the deep expertise along with agility, with having the different skill sets. And then
Yes.
from a leadership
So
point of
thank
view, it should be like the federated but yet unified governance, where you have those different teams, and then you are able to understand the challenges that they are facing in different cloud platforms, or security frameworks, or the privacy guidelines, and then you are still having the governance in place, and then supporting the teams in terms of delivery, and then without impacting the delivery cycle, right? So having these skill sets should be supported by the culture of trust, inclusion, and then ownership from the leaders as well. You are working across different cultures and different time zones, and so these are the things that needs to be taken care when you are building and scaling the cross functional teams. Not necessarily be in one domain, but you need to be mindful about the requirements of other skill sets that are required for delivery.
Sure. Pradeep, thanks so much, because this actually creates way to the next question, which is more on the future outlook. And you spoke
Hmm.
about the complexity of technologies. You also spoke about, having skill sets that the talent pool brings in to be able to work across different technologies. So, as technologies like the AI driven networking, and also people talk about private 5G and cloud native architectures, they are gaining ground. What should be the vision for the next wave of capability centers, especially in terms of how they can stay ahead of the curve in both innovation and creation of value?
Okay, see, as I was referring to, being from being the capability centers to moving into the intelligent hubs. So tomorrow's GCCs must become proactive intelligent hubs rather than being just execution centers, like using AML or the automation, not just in product development, but in how they operate in their delivery mechanisms as well, and also on the customer requirements, right? You are going to cater to different standards going forward. So it will be a open stack, and then you will have to align to 3GPP stack, and then you will have to align to law of land, like DPDP Act or GDPR and so on. So you need to align to different cross skilling, and then your GCCs going forward needs to align to those requirements, right? So they have to become the industry specific co-innovation labs, where they have the verticalized innovation labs, and then AI operations labs, or the smart manufacturing labs. And then you are going to set up a kind of a factory setup, like Nvidia is coming up with a kind of a AI factory of late, right? So we have seen the hyperscalers having their own cloud platforms, and then their services like analytics or the AML solutions and so on. So going forward, there'll be a lot of innovations that are happening, and then how you are going to adopt them in the way you operate, and then how you deliver to your customers, that would be key. So ideally they call it as 10, 30, and then 50% approach. So 10% of your global leadership should be in GCC, and then 30% of your organization strength should be in a GCC, and then that 50% of that new age skills that enterprise is planning to build should be in the GCC that you are going to set up. So that would be the ideal way, where you can scale up and then ensure that your GCC setup will be able to add value, and then become a true innovation hub for your organization. So that's what I feel, because yeah, going forward, yeah, the GCCs will scale up.
This is remarkable. Thank you for your inputs. So, this formally ends the podcast, but we have a round where we just do a quick rapid fire. We one or two word responses from you just to know you better as a person, as a leader, as an individual. So, I'll start with that. If not tech or telecom, which career would you have picked if it wasn't where you are today?
Maybe a psychiatrist.
Oh, wow. That's a very different answer. Thank you.
Yeah, I
Uh,
feel that that cannot be automated by AML. I might
Yes,
be
it
wrong,
needs to
but
know.
that's what I
Yes.
feel.
So I'm sure some parts of it will, but
Yeah,
this is
maybe,
great.
maybe.
Yes, thank you. And what is that one word that would help describe your leadership style if you were to describe it in a word?
I would say my style would be situational leadership, at least from the team perspective, because yeah, you need to understand to specific situations why things are not
Yes.
working, how you can help the team, or how you can solve the problem, and those kind of stuffs. My DNA has been mainly the business leadership, because I've been working on the delivery side, and then on the innovation
Thank
as
you.
well internally. So that's been predominantly a blend of situational leadership, and then the business leadership as such from
Thank you.
organization perspective.
My last question in this round is work from office, work from home, or work from anywhere? What's your personal calling?
No, I mean, I prefer, work from office, because that builds the team culture, and then also, team will be able to work together. And then most of it off late are like, agile delivery, which people follow, where you need to interact on day-to-day basis, and then you'll have to deliver faster and so on, those kind of stuffs. So, but yeah, post COVID, it's been a challenge that people are used to working from home, and then they have set up their working style, and then their activities and personal life and then work life. They have balanced it in such a way that they can work in a hybrid mode. Yeah, that also works, I would say. I wouldn't say that it's not bad, but yeah, if you ask me, I would say hybrid is the preferred
Is a good
choice of
way.
working.
Thank you so much, Pradeep. It's been a pleasure hosting you, and your insights are great. I'm sure they're going to be valued by all our viewers. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Suchita. Pleasure is mine to be part of this podcast. So thank you very much.
Thank you.